Hello Steve, hello Jill. It's time to game classy.
All right, so now we're actually starting the podcast for the 8th time. For those who are not aware, I'm going to post a little something called Game Classy After Dark, which consists of 5 minutes of me sitting here while Steve is trying to play a game of Hex against a server crash.
And there was some racism, some homophobia, and some extraordinary political incorrectness.
Yes. Steve loves his political incorrectness. Topical humor.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Keeps us in the annals of history.
The anals.
The annals of history.
Say it right if you're going to say it.
Of course. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Game Classy.
Hello. Game Classy.
We're bringing it back. I'm your host, Joe, and with me, as always, is the Carl fucking Tanner to my Jon Snow, Steve.
The fuck's Carl Tanner?
Carl fucking Tanner. Say it correct.
Is he related to Danny Tanner?
Yes. He
Fucking knew it.
He raised all those.
Everywhere you look, everywhere you look, there's a heart.
There's a heart.
A hand to hold on to.
Whatever happened to predictability?
Milkman, the paperboy, evening TV. Yeah,
All
it's
right.
good stuff.
Yeah, so let's see. We already went back. We went back to the old opening. Started with a TV theme song. We're just let's continue this trend of going old school.
We're gonna just do nostalgia.
And we're gonna talk about the new 40K box set right off the bat.
Why? What's to be said?
Oh,
It's sold out.
No, this is so amazing on so many levels. I'm so excited to talk about this. Okay, so first of all, we got the new edition of 40K that they were just like, oh, we got to make money. With like they're like that bear in the old Disney cartoons where the head went the one way and the body went the other way.
Their asses on fantasy.
No, there's Bretonians coming out, man. They're gonna make it all back with the Bretonians.
The Bretonians are gonna save fantasy.
Bringing it back, man.
Whatever.
Yeah. So they were all like, so. They put out the new edition, and then they were like, but we need a new starter box set. But we don't have any really cool models to put in the box set. So let's just take a bunch of old sprues and put them in the box set. Kind of like what we used to do at the bunker when we were like, oh, we need prize support. Yeah, go in the back and get some sprues and throw it at the peasant scum.
Here's your sprues. But this is for fantasy. This is a 40K tournament.
It's
Enjoy your orcs.
All right.
Shut your hole.
All right, well, my towel will be riding on this Pegasus.
My Space Marine's converted. It's just got a fucking Bretonian head glued to the Space Marine helmet.
Oh.
Yes.
They're the Imperial Knights. Awful human beings we had to deal with.
I mean, they are children, and children are the worst.
Are we talking about 40K players or no? Hey, no. So they got this box set out. It's called Stormclaw. Stormclaw, yar.
It's sold out. Like, how much can you discuss something that's sold out and not being restocked?
Oh, I love it so much just because it's just a bunch of old fucking like. Okay, the thing that's always been awesome about the GW box sets, even as much as like the GW hate like continues to seethe off of you and me as not as much, but you just open up like a fucking maw and just like hate spews
I like
out
this
of
box set.
I know you do. But one thing we always liked about the box sets were that they always came with really cool models and it was a great value.
Except for Battle for McCrag box set, because like those Marines were terrible.
That was like the first one, though.
Right. I mean, they've improved the starter models. Over time. I mean, I kind of get it. A, it's going to cost them less because they don't sprue something they're going to get rid of. Because they're probably planning to switch to a 2-year cycle to do new editions of 40K.
That would be hysterical.
I wouldn't doubt it. Because, I mean, why else would they release a new edition that fast? So they're probably, if not 2 years, they're going to switch to a faster cycle. Whatever their cycle was, they're going to double it. Cut it in half. So it makes no sense for them to, mill a new set.
I know, but it was always like...
Apparently the Dark Vengeance set's going to come back as well.
The Dark Vengeance of Blackfire Pass?
It's going to just have the new rulebook in it.
The Dark Vengeance of Blackfire McCrag?
You mean Skull Pass? Battle for Skull Pass? That was a great box set.
Battle for Skull McCrag?
Dude, Battle for Skull Pass was a fantastic box set.
Oh, yeah, so was Island of Blood. They're all great box sets.
Island of Blood was good.
But that's the thing that bothers me is, like, why can't they do that for every army? Just come out with, like, a starter box set. You could make it $100, put in some unique models in there. Everyone will fucking buy it if they play that army. It's a good $100 sale right there.
I'm just going to throw it out there. Games Workshop should just copy Mantic, which is funny. But
so inferior model quality?
I guess.
Actually, I don't want to talk bad about Mantic because I just
I think their models are nice.
well, yeah,
They perform their duty admirably.
they do perform their duty admirably.
Yeah, I mean, sure, they
They
don't
close their eyes and think of the queen.
They don't look insane like a 13-piece model does.
No, they
but
don't.
They're not 13 pieces.
Oh my god, fucking 9-piece Space Marine, 10-piece Space Marines. I'm sorry.
Are you counting both shoulder pads?
I am
Are you
counting
counting
both.
both halves of the torso?
I am.
Okay.
10 pieces. No, I'm not joking. It's legs, 2 parts torso, 2 arms, 2 shoulder pads, gun, backpack, head,
Yeah.
and multitude of bits. If you want to include patches,
The pistol on the side.
the pistol on the side that has the hand still attached to
Yeah,
it.
yep.
The power knife.
But when
some grenades.
What I was going with this
grenades on the leg.
Mantic starter set. Like, they don't have one for every army,
Yeah.
obviously, but
No, but what-
they have a starter set which is dwarves versus undead, and then you can also buy the contents of said starter set separately as starter armies.
Yeah, what I'm talking about more is that they should have for each army out there. Let's say for
A
Space
starter
Marines,
set?
$100 starter set that's just got unique fucking models. that you
Mantic
can-
has those. They're like $30.
Yeah.
and it's actually a little army. For
Yeah, but I
$30
mean,
bucks.
I'm talking what they do with the starter set, like the Dark Angels from Dark Vengeance. Take that and have a starter box, but one of those for each army. Unique space.
You mean a battle force?
Yeah, like a battle force, but only unique models that you can only get in that, and people would buy them.
You'd need to set it up so there's repeat purchase though.
What do you mean?
Well, if it's a bunch of unique sculpts, in the box, I'm only gonna buy one. They want you to buy more than one.
Well, yeah, if it was like, for example,
I mean, speculating on what Games Workshop should do is just like jerking off into your own face.
We do that all the
just
time,
into your
though.
own mouse. Not what they should
as
do.
we've talked about my massive erection.
we need to get away from talking about what Games Workshop should do because it doesn't fucking matter. Like I
No,
said, it's like
I
jerking
know.
off in your own
I
mouth,
know.
and
But
you're just like, blah, 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 blah.
so salty.
Yeah, oh, it's so salty, so thirsty.
I'm gonna have to drink this Diet Coke
You have to wash it down with your own urine.
with friends.
Oh, with friends. It's the choice of a new generation. I've got the Pepsi.
Pepsi Max
Pepsi.
because it's to the extreme. But anyway,
I am to the extreme.
so they have the Stormclaw, and what they did was they just took literally a bunch of old Space Wolf models, put it in the box, a bunch of old Orc models, and put it in the box. And I think they're selling it for what, 120?
125
120.
with a rule book.
I mean, it is a value. However, you have to look at it in terms of, yes, it's a value for GW models, but is it really that big of a value? You're getting Orcs and Space Wolves. Two things.
If you can split it with a friend who wants one, it's a value.
Yeah, but would you really want to be friends with someone who wants to play Space Wolves and or Orcs?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with 40k orcs. They don't suck.
Ugh.
They don't suck.
Actually,
balls.
the
Oh, that's right. You have a boner of hatred for Space Wolves.
I hate.
I forgot about
Well, I
that.
hate Space Wolves and Orcs.
Wait, you gotta be hitting on orcs.
Because they're green skinned.
Oh snap!
And they talk in a Cockney accent. The weird thing is that actually Orc players come out ahead in this once again, because with the exception of Dark Vengeance,
I thought they came out way behind.
no, but I mean, and they've had three out of the last 4 box sets have had. Oh, I'm sorry, 2 of the last 4 have had Orcs in it. So now they get a bunch of more free Orcs out of the whole deal.
There was the Ultramarines versus orcs.
No, Ultramarines versus Tyranids. That's McCrag. The second one was Blackfire Pass, which had Orcs and Templars?
Marines.
Yeah. And then it was Dark Vengeance, which was Dark Angels and Chaos.
Right.
And now this one was just Space Wolves and Orcs.
Right.
So they get...
I mean, Workshop wants people to play orcs because they're a big army. They require an
massive
investment.
amounts of... And they
Require a
require
serious
massive
investment.
amounts of $60 box sets of 3 Orcs in them. God damn it.
Hey, it was funny. I used to wax nostalgic about where I was waxing nostalgic with
You were whacking off nostalgia?
I was whacking nostalgic with
Yeah.
with a friend, and we were talking about how we used to talk about mega knobs were so sweet, but we wish they weren't $23 metal models. Like, fuck, man, they're so expensive. Wish they did a plastic set, and they do the plastic set 3 for $63. It's like, wow, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know really what to tell you
It's like,
there.
you might as well just buy the Hobbit. You need less figures. I
I
don't think that song's actually in the Hobbit.
Doesn't matter. That's
But
the
you know what is
best
in the
song
Hobbit? You know what is in the Hobbit?
What?
Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Man, it can't wait for the next movie.
Me neither. Yeah, so I just wanted to talk about the Stormclaw. It's so ridiculous.
Sell your 40K
silly.
in fantasy models. Buy the Hobbit starter set. Destroy Games Workshop's mind. Whatever their business plans are. If you sell all your 40K in fantasy and I'm not telling you to get into the Hobbit or Lord of the Rings. I'm just telling you buy the Hobbit starter set. So their minds will melt. They'll be at their next board meeting and they're like, "Fucking nobody bought the new fucking 40K set. We sold like 100 extra Hobbits in every fucking store. What's going on?" You just have fucking Andy Chambers in the corner crying and holding himself like.
Is Andy Chambers still working?
Andy Chambers hasn't worked for Workshop for a very long time. Like Gav Thorpe and his dwarf-sensitive buttocks. There are dwarves nearby.
I just like that Gav Thorpe. I met him once. He had a very deep voice for that skinny
Did you make
dude.
out with him?
No, I don't make out with any guy with a ponytail. I've always come to that.
Damn.
So on to the next thing because I'm tired of talking about 40K.
You're never tired of talking about 40K. You talk about World War II 40K all the time.
I call that World War 1940K.
All right, whatever. It's all garbage.
1940K. It's funny. No, actually, speaking of sci-fi skirmish games, Beyond
Infernity?
Beyond the Gates of
Beyond the Gates of Antares.
Yes. One more time.
Beyond the Gates of Antares.
Beyond the Gates of Antares is open up their rule set. They're going to have beta testers out there for it. I signed up for it, so I'm hoping to get the rules.
Are you going to play an army of poop men?
No, I'm not going to play the poop men.
Why don't you play the poopman? you can get
George Poopman?
You can get the boss. You can give him a little like two-handed toothbrush and just have him on a base.
We
like
are Kevin
yeah,
Creep.
We break holes in teeth. We break holes in teeth. Like, why don't you just do it? Just be real. Be real for once.
Be real. Be true to
Yeah,
yourself.
be real for once. Make yourself a fucking army of cavity creeps.
Why not?
I mean, if you're playing a game like Gates of Antares, no one's gonna see your army anyway because you're never gonna play it. So you might as well make it whatever you want.
I don't know. I really like Warlord, and I like their style. My only problem, once again, is that they're too. They think they're a small company, but they have like these grandiose ideas, and they have all this great stuff that I want to play with. But it's really hard to get their shit in the U.S.
They're also really expensive.
I really don't think they're that bad.
In comparison to other historical companies I've seen, they're very expensive.
After coming out of of the abusive relationship that was Games Workshop, everything seems cheap in comparison.
You're just not a cheap ass enough.
I'm not. I mean, I make enough money where I can support my hobby, and I'm like, ooh, I'm going to buy this. Click. Ooh, I'm gonna buy this. Click.
Nice humble brag.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I could spend the money, but why would I bother when I could buy a equal product for less money?
I like the quality. I like.
You like the made up quality in your head? I've seen a lot of Warlord miniatures. Their sculpts are really bad.
I like to lay them on my bed, and I kind of like to roll in them.
You're like, these inferior sculpts cost me more money. I love it.
So good. It feels so good.
See, like at least with Mantic, you might be buying an inferior sculpt, but you're not paying for it. With Warlord, you're buying an inferior sculpt and paying GW prices.
Oh, by the way, with Mantic, I wanted to mention this. The Mars Attacks Kickstarter, they had an unboxing online. It looks really nice. And actually, speaking of Warlord, they're actually they had an add-on towards the end of their cycle where you could actually get Warlord's marine plastics in there instead of having the newer Marines, so that you could have it feel like a little more retro 1950s as opposed to modern day.
Are they as squat-bodied and like wide as their normal stuff for Warlord?
Kinda.
Because they all kind of look like squats. I was like, hey, you could grab these United States Marines from World War II and use them as your squat army because they look like dwarves.
I like squats.
They're as wide as they are tall. Pretty sweet sculpts.
I love squats. Good old Bob
That
Ollie.
explains why you like the Warlord models, because you like things that are as wide as they are tall.
Actually,
Yeah, I thought their models were shit. I was like $35 for that. Those models look like crap. It looks like a $10 box.
It's the reason, but it's $35 for a box set.
Actually, it might have been €35. Now that I think about it.
Delicious euros. No, like most of their stuff is like you could buy a box of it for like $35, and you get about 22 models in it. It's not too bad. I was gonna say most of my.
I mean, I'll admit I didn't do too much research.
No, you
into
didn't
it
at all
because it's fucking World War II models. And
knee jerk reaction
it's like
from
the
Steve.
worst.
I'll get you to play.
Never. Impossible.
Impossible.
Impossible. Unless I guess if you paid me money, I would do it. If you were like, here's $5, play this game with me, I'd be like, all right. give me that 5 spot.
Where's the flame tanks?
Yeah, exactly. Just like just to troll you.
Just to troll me. Yeah, but the Mars Attack stuff looks pretty good. Wanted to say.
That movie sucked so hard.
It did. The only way that I would possibly play that game is if the entire game would just be me and you going.
Don't need a game for that.
Nope. Yes, we do, because we need to push it around while
I played some Super Dungeon Explorer.
Oh, did you?
That game sucks. So awful.
You're full of shit. That game is
so
awesome.
bad.
Once again, you are one of those guys who's just like, this is the way you break the game right here. Boom. You take away all the fun and excitement of playing the game.
I played once.
Okay.
First game.
Okay.
I lost initiative once in the first round, so that pretty much made me lose the entire game.
Were you playing Dungeon Master or playing character?
Characters.
Okay.
I played characters twice.
Okay.
I lost initiative, and I was like, fuck. Now this choke point is blocked off, so I can't get anywhere. And then I just kept losing initiative, and it just got worse and worse and worse until like one of my guys died. I had not achieved any treasure at all, done like no damage, and I'm just like, well, I'm gonna concede because I can't possibly win just because I lost initiative the first time. Then the second time, I grabbed 3 different heroes and shit stomped the piss out of the game because I took the barbarian.
Oh, the barbarian's awesome.
I took the barbarian, I took the princess, the buff bot.
Yeah.
And then I took the fire mage. And I took the fire mage because she had red will. Because that's what you use for initiative. And I was like, oh, hey, better will. So in that game, I won every single initiative check. I was like, great. And then the barbarian killed the fuck out of everything. And the princess was invincible because she has dodge. And I just gave her all defense items because she has no attack. And I was like, I guess I win. Like, I didn't research the game. I'd only previously played a demo. It was the swingiest game I've ever seen. And
it is pretty swingy. I'm not going to lie.
And that's a huge detriment. Like, it seems like it looks like a game that has a lot of tactics and strategy, but it doesn't. And the biggest flaw with it is the dice system.
Here's the thing. What I would say about it. There's not a lot of strategy involved in it. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be like a straight up like Final Fantasy dungeon.
Right, but if you don't apply strategy on one side, whichever side is applying strategy will win hard and fast.
Yeah, but it's not a crazy amount of strategy. It's just basically you got to figure out what you're doing. If you're the dungeon master, you got to block off, the choke points essentially.
The DM plays the table. The DM plays what they have on the table and their things. The heroes the entire deal with heroes is building the team.
Yeah.
Like if you build a team, you can auto win based on the team you've built.
Well, yeah, but whenever I play, we don't usually build. It's random. We usually do a random draw for the character.
That sounds awful. I'd hate to get the rogue.
The rogue is fun.
The rogue is not fun. The rogue is miserable. It does nothing.
I love the rogue. It's one of those things that it's more
coming from like a hardline gaming standpoint. I think the game is shit. I think it's great. It's like a great game for Wii ones.
I would not as a hardcore.
Models are great though.
Oh yeah, the models are fantastic. But here's the thing: as a hardcore gamer, I wouldn't even be attracted to Super Dungeon Explorer. It's not one of those things. Like there's hundreds of more games that have deeper strategy. It's like one of those games that's like Munchkin or like one of the Cryptozoic card games or something like that, where you could easily pick it up and play with it. I mean, granted, there's a lot of components to it. It's not quite as easy to play, but it's one of those ones where it's not very rules heavy. It's something that you can play with your family or, like a group of friends when you're playing with it. That's not something that I would be like, hey, Steve, you want to play Super Dungeon Explorer? Not with you, because you'd be making it miserable. It's like when you're playing Zombicide with you or something like that.
It was 1v1. It was awful. I was like, this.
No, you can't play 1v1.
As soon as we finished, I used 3 heroes against and I was like, as soon as we were done, I was like, this game is fucking stupid.
You don't. See, I think you just had a bad experience with it. And another fun thing to do, too, is if you're playing with 3 people playing the heroes against the dungeon, there's more of an argument going on between, like, you can't just, when you get your treasures, you can't just be like, well, this guy should take this because you have to fight between 3 people when you're getting this stuff.
Right. I mean, that's not optimal. So, like, you basically...
Well, yeah, that's because life is not optimal.
Well, right. That's why I wouldn't want to play a game with a bunch of scrub casuals who don't know how to play. Because they'd be like, I need that strength sword for my wizard because I want it. And it's like, what the hell is wrong with you? It's a strength sword.
That's what makes it fun. That's when you're playing with people.
That's not fun. That's awful. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, your guy says will, has attacks with will, and you want to get the +3 attack sword because you attack with that, huh? Is that what you're going to do? Great. Then you flip your character sheet over, you knock the things off the table so no one can finish the game, and you go and sit and watch TV.
It is a much more fun game than that. That's what I'm saying. You have to play with a group of people.
It's a filthy casual game.
Yeah.
It's a filthy casual game.
I love it. I love filthy casual games. We're going to talk about filthy casual games a little later, too. Someone mentioned about family fun games on the...
Super Dungeon Explorer is a family fun game.
Oh, it's a fantastic family fun game.
I love... The dice tilted me the most out of everything.
Because you didn't like the red, blue, green system?
I didn't mind the red, blue, green system. I thought the symbol system was a little wonky. Like, the green dice, for example, has the heart and potion symbol. Like, it's got both, the double symbol.
Yeah.
That, in theory, should be a die you always want to see. Like, you always would want to see the double symbol.
Yeah.
But I found that every single time I rolled that dice, the only thing I didn't want to see was the double symbol. Because it's worth so many stars.
Yeah.
When you get the double symbol, usually your attack misses because you're banking on getting the stars from the
symbol,
green dice.
yeah.
So you never get the effect of the purple of the potion
But
heart dice.
That's what makes it fun, is
But
that
that's
randomness.
not fun. Like it looks like it's going to be like, oh man, I really, because it's the only dice in the game that has that symbol on it. You'd want to see it every time because it seems so special and unique. But when you actually roll it,
you don't want
You're
it.
like, fuck, it's awful. It's really bad.
You do want the green die.
Right. You want the green dice, but you don't want to roll the unique thing that only the green dice has.
Oh, but that's... I get it, but I think that's what's fun about it.
But I don't think reversing game feel and like making game feel terrible is a good thing.
But I don't think it feels terrible.
It feels terrible when you're like, I really need this attack to hit.
See,
and
once
it's like,
again,
shit, it missed because of the green dice.
I think your problem is that you played 1v1. I think next time you play...
I won't.
No, next time you play...
I won't.
What you need to do is
I'll play that just as soon as I play the next Mass Effect game. Whoa.
You're not going to play Mass Effect 4?
Fuck no.
I'm going to play it.
I've completely boycotted BioWare as a company.
You're not going to play the new Dragon Age? That looks sweet.
I think it sucked my balls.
He's doing the jerk-off motion, for those who aren't aware.
Jerky.
No, if you do play next time, you get 3 people to play as the heroes, and you either take part in that or you're the dungeon master.
Someone's going to be bored because they're going to have to play the princess, and then another person's going to be kind of bored because they have to play the fire mage.
You do random draw. Random draw is the way to do it.
Sounds so miserable.
But that's the way you have to actually learn how to play a character. You can't just optimize it.
But I don't want to learn to play a shit character.
What, are you playing Pathfinder? You want to get your big stack of cards so you can hit everybody? Oh, this campaign's over. I got the automatic win card. Unique event.
What card? Are you talking about the Pathfinder Adventure card game?
Oh, no, I'm just saying, like, doesn't Pathfinder, the RPG, have, like, all sorts of cards? No, I'm sorry, I'm Dungeons & Dragons 4th. I'm sorry.
Okay. Now,
I got confused
You were
for a
blowing
second.
my mind. I'm like, there are cards in Pathfinder, but they're just for reference.
No, I'm sorry, I meant Dungeons 4th. You know, it's
Yeah,
like,
well, that's pretty miserable.
yeah, I was the one-time event
Use
card.
these daily combos.
Daily combo of I win the campaign. Clap, clap, clap.
I shit all over the campaign.
Yeah.
What'd you use, a dragon? Idiot. They're really easy to kill. That was the biggest crime 4th edition had. Dragons were a joke fight. They were just a chump enemy.
Yeah. So let's going on. Want to talk about something that put our fans on tilt today?
Tiny moles?
Tiny moles.
I can make it long and short.
It's Armymals.
Armymals. I thought it was tiny moles.
No, it's Armymals.
Oh, okay.
Because they're in the army.
All right.
And they're mauls.
I'm gonna say it long and like short and simple for me on this one, and then you can say whatever you want because I don't have any other input in this.
I'm
One,
gassy.
I cannot believe how insanely opposed to that game our listener base seems to be.
As knowing our listener base, it does not shock me in the least.
I mean, I was kind of surprised. Like, I thought they would just be like, stupid. I didn't think they'd be like, blah, 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 blah. They got worked in the kind of fervor I just got about Super Dungeon Explorer.
One of the tanks is called a pew pew.
I think it's a little kid family game. That's what it's for. Hopefully, if that game's complicated, that's a terrible idea. I like the sculpts. They're cute. They're cute little guys.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Titan made this game.
Yeah, Titan.
Very surprised.
I do like their mecha squirrel.
Their goal was only $8,000.
They already made that. They're at 12.
Yeah. Well, I mean, their goal was only $8,000, so like they were.
Yeah.
I wish them luck. I like their company. Hopefully, this money will lead them to make something better than this, like another army or because when they were first spoiling things. I saw the hex thing with the forest on it, and I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be a fucking 3D hex game. Is it gonna be like War Master or something? Oh, this could be the biggest boner of all time. And then my boner immediately deflated.
because you saw it was Barnyard Commandos. The
Yeah,
board
I was
game.
like, fuck. I remember Barnyard Commandos. I had a bunch of those.
That was shitty. Almost as shitty as Food Fighters.
Dude, don't you talk ton about Food Fighters.
Food
I'm
Fighters.
pretty sure I actually had Barnyard Commandos versus Food Fighters at some point.
Where you
I
had
had
the-
the grill tank.
You had the grill tank?
I had the grill
You
tank.
didn't have the egg carton bus or whatever the fucking
No,
thing
but I had the
was.
grill tank. The
was
grill
a-
tank was the jam.
Oh, God. Our generation was the worst.
By worst, do you mean absolute definitive best?
Why would anybody... I had this conversation with my wife today, or this weekend, because we were at the store buying stuff for my daughter. Her birthday's coming up, and we're buying some presents. And she's into Disney princesses now, so she likes Elsa and Anna from Frozen and all this bullshit. But they have like alternate clothes, Anna and Elsa, you know. And I'm like, no, you buy the ones that were in the fucking movie. That's what you buy. And Dinah's like, well, what does it matter? I go, listen, when I was a kid, the worst thing in the world was opening up a package and seeing snow camo Batman. No one wanted fucking snow camo Batman. Everyone wanted just plain fucking black Batman. Or, to a lesser extent, blue and gray Batman. Yeah, exactly. If you opened it up and you saw jungle camo fight Batman, you were pissed because Batman never fucking wore that. And you wanted to recreate the scenes from the TV show. Our parents never understood that. Never in a million years. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Oh, I'm going to get, Raphael where he's dressed up like one of the cast of Star Trek. Why would any kid want that? The only people who bought that were parents who didn't understand their kids. Or didn't understand what their kid wanted.
or Trekkies.
Or Trekkies too, but they don't count. Scum.
I actually never got a bunch of those figures.
I know, but maybe... Well, your dad was also kind of a nerd in a lot of ways. Because, he's big film buff. Maybe he understood. My parents did not understand at all. They would always be like, whatever. Let's just throw these G.I. Joes at
Yeah, I
him.
guess
It'll be fine.
the figures I got the most of when
And
I
not
was a
that I'm
little kid was
complaining.
the-
I liked having toys, but it always bugged the shit out of me getting, like... But the Batman that was actually just Bruce Wayne's head on Batman's body.
I don't know, toys I got the real Ghostbusters, and like whenever you get a variant real Ghostbuster, they're always cool because it's a different action feature. So they had one where like,
I hated action features.
dude, they were awesome. They were the spooked Ghostbusters. They were my favorites.
Oh,
'Cause
where like his eyes would pop out.
Yeah, you squeeze their leg and their eyes pop out, and they're like, ah, dude, that was the best. Because I'd have the ghost around the corner, and the ghost would be like, do 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 do, and the ghost come out, and he'd be like, ah, and they'd squeeze him, and they'd run away.
That's the worst.
And then there was the slime that like all the toys in the 80s used to come
Oh
with.
yeah, and it would get covered in like dirt and like fuzz.
God, that stuff was so awesome.
Yeah, He-Man was another offender.
He-Man.
But yeah, that's the
Snake-Or,
I don't even
Ram Man,
Molar the dentist.
Fisto.
Fisto, he's my favorite. Barnyard Commandos.
Oh, there's
Animals.
no question about that.
Armymals. Yeah, I mean, I it's like the one thing that you and I would probably like really get upset over. But let's see, no Cthulhu, no steampunk, no ponies,
No zombies.
no zombies. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it is silly. There is a squirrel with a giant mecha suit. I'm okay
And
with
there's
that.
Abrahamster Lincoln. I don't know. They're cute. I don't get why everyone.
I love a good pun.
I don't know why everyone's so. Then you should look at all of them enemies, because they're all
yeah.
fucking puns.
Oh, yeah.
Genghis Khan.
Yeah, Braveheart,
Yeah. I don't know.
Sir Francis Drake,
I'm definitely not raging about it. I think it's good.
Lionitis.
That was pretty great. You just like, you totally fucking old man to that. You were like, Lionitis. Ah!
Mussolini. It's
Yeah.
a moose, and he's an Italian dictator who killed people.
I like it. I think it looks like it will be a fun family game. There you go.
It's got the.
I really thought it was going to be a medieval conquest game, because when I first saw the forest, I was like, oh my god.
Well, in all honesty, the actual hex terrain is the best part of this.
the hex train's phenomenal.
It's like it's gorgeous.
You know, it makes me want to petition Titanforge to do a fucking what the hell's the fantasy campaign, man? Mighty Empires.
Mighty Empires.
Makes me want them to like just to be like, dude, can you guys make a Mighty Empires? That'd be great.
Mighty Empires pretty good.
Yeah, just saying.
Get rid of Planetfall.
Fuck Planetfall.
It's like a hack
Planet
thing.
Furl.
We put it together.
Planet Furl.
Planet Furl. Hey guys, here at the Games Workshop, so we're gonna do a Planetfall campaign. I got all the hexes together. I opened up the 6 Planetfall sets that we never sold, and we put it together up on the wall. I painted it all
I
up.
like the Mighty Empires set.
Oh yeah,
those are cool.
Well, the original Mighty Empires was cool too.
The one that was a board game, also a Warhammer campaign.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool about that game. It was like, it's a game, and it is also a Warhammer campaign system if you have those.
Yeah, and then
I think Workshop's focus is actually one of the things that really kind of screwed them over.
Yeah.
I don't know about screwed them over, but like the charm is gone. There's no charm left at the workshop.
There's no love.
Fuck love. They want to make money. Like, I get it, but there's just no charm. Like, it used to be. You
never see the General's Compendium again. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, all the stuff that was charming about Games Workshop's kind of gone.
The charm is gone.
And they don't know how to market their own products. That's another thing too. The Lord of the Rings being perfect example. Because like remember when they tried to run the staff tournament and they were like each player gets 500 points, so it was 1,000 points per side on Lord of the Rings, which was a versus, and it was fucking-gantic. It took a million billion years for anything to happen.
My thing is, I always wanted to do the Mooma kill with the giant dong, just like scraping the ground. So like it's like I would like to do the diorama where like
I don't know if Elephant Dong is that big.
Well, this is a Mooma kill. It's a mythical creature. It could have a
you
very
wanted
large,
to have a mighty
dong. And so
shit.
they would be the Riders of Rohan. You'd see them like trying to throw their spears up at the guy, and they'd be running through the legs, and you just see like the dong swinging and like hitting a Rider Rohan right in the face, and he's falling off the horse in mid part of this, and then like you see like the Mooma rising its head up in glory as its dong is whacking the Riders of Rohan.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and like just a little bit of water effects coming out the end, just a little bit.
I mean, it wouldn't be climaxing.
Might
come
be.
on, no.
The orgasm of war?
Come on, no.
No. Is that too much?
You took it to a point of no return.
You took it to a point. You went too far.
You did. You went too far.
We went too far. All right.
We didn't listen. Why didn't we listen?
Peasant scum. All right, so let's talk about this list of stuff that we put up there. How come I can't see any of our shit?
Are you talking about the suggestions for the next podcast?
The suggestions. Dude, so
straight down the line, baby. We'll start with James Brandt.
Okay, starting with the first one.
All right, he's been on tenterhooks, which I learned is a clothing hook.
Okay.
That's what that is. I actually had to Google that. I was like, what the fuck is a tenterhooks? But I found it out. My internet and cable plan saga, my internet and cable, it definitely has maintained. It hasn't expired yet, but I'm looking to get my next sweet deal when it does. It's still we're still pending. Although I did just get an upgrade to my speed at no charge, and I don't know why, but I'm not going to tell anyone.
Porn.
So there's that. No. It just happened. I was like, my speed's faster.
And he also wants to know if I got my iPass back. Yes, I did.
Okay, you don't need to worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. My car is now could travel easily through. My fear is that getting stopped at a toll booth, I'll get shot like Sonny Corleone, in The Godfather.
Dude, I'll take the cannolis.
Yeah. No. That's no. Remember, he's at the toll booth and he gets shot.
I haven't seen that movie.
You haven't seen that movie?
No.
Oh, that movie's fantastic. But he gets gunned down, and so that's why I always go
like
through the
Casino.
iPass lanes.
I like when Joe Pesci stabs the guy with the pen. He's like, you motherfucker!
My favorite is when they get his head in the vice and his eyeball pops out.
Yeah, that's good stuff too.
Good stuff. Okay.
Joe McLaren.
Unstructured collection of Katana Guy quotes. Stuff about a flamethrower and bolt action. How bad 40K is. Well, we've already hit two of those. Two of the three. That guy from Northampton's mom. Steve hit that.
I already did. Yo.
Something about a computer game I haven't heard of.
Legends of Grimrock. It's an old school D&D. Grimrock?
Oh.
Grimrock. It's an old school D&D first person dungeon crawler on Steam, but it's new. But it's done in the style of the old ones, like Eye of the Beholder and stuff. I think it's really fun. There you go. Hopefully it's something.
Collection of Katana Guy quotes. I'm sure we'll hit something.
An unstructured collection. So it has to be like, these foes have fallen to the might of my skill and the immaculate blade I carry. My katana has been passed down for 3,000 years by the great shogun Shanchaku Pogo, and now I will use my swirling twisting technique, the Senshuku Furuki, the dragon splitting wave, and I roll. I've rolled a 1. Your attack misses. Fuck.
I'll try and augment your dice roll, Shogun. I failed.
You failed me again, wizard. Your honor has been greatly reduced by this encounter. Oh no! Look out! There's an Oni attacking us. He has a large club.
I cast the fireball, Shogun. Can I commit seppuku, Shogun?
No, you do not possess a katana blade.
Wait. I failed my seppuku roll.
That's because you do not possess A, the honor of a samurai. B, a katana blade. Or C, any of the ritualistic materials needed to commit the holy art of seppuku.
Okay, a TV song in its entirety. We hit that at the beginning. Maybe not its entirety, but we hit it enough.
Yeah, I mean, I think I did the Gummy Bears on here before.
They're dashing and
They're daring, courageous and caring, faithful and friendly with stories to share. All through the forest they sing out in chorus, marching along as their song fills the air. Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. High adventures that's beyond compare. They are the gummy bears. Magic and mystery are part of their history, along with the secret of gummy berry juice. Their legend is growing. They take pride in knowing, fight for what's right in whatever they do. Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. High adventures that's beyond compare. They are the gummy bears. There you go. Entirety.
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay, so that was fun. If you played 5e, please explain. Please review. I haven't played yet. I'm hoping to get it soon. Did you pick up my box set yet?
Maybe.
Me and Steve are actually gonna focus. We're planning on doing special review episodes of the podcast where we talk in depth about it. So we don't take away from the
probably a subcast.
Yeah, we're not gonna take away from the fun of all of this. With going into rules and stuff like that, we'll do that on an individual basis.
Yeah, I can say thus far it's all upside.
I have not seen anything that I haven't liked.
Yeah, thus far it's all upside. So take that for what you want right now.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of it played. I've watched.
I watched
a Twitch feed of people playing Dungeons and Dragons.
I would like to actually do stages. I would like to do initials and then.
Guess what I did this week?
Game. Huh?
Guess what I did this week?
Touched yourself inappropriately at work?
Yeah, I don't have work. I'm on summer break.
Oh.
I drove by Gary Gygax's house.
Gary Gygax doesn't have a house. He's dead.
I know, but I was in Lake Geneva. My mom has a condo up there, so we went on vacation up there, and I drove by Gary Gygax's old house on Center Street. I had dinner at a Greek restaurant that was like literally down the block from it, and I was like, Diana, let's go drive down to see Gary Gygax.
Was it guarded by a beholder?
It was actually a sphinx who was like, in order to pass by Gary Gygax's house, you have to answer this riddle, and I'm like, I don't really care too much about it. I just wanted to see the house. I'm not like I'm going inside.
Dude, I know the answer. French fries. That's right. You may carry on. Gygax love French fries. Done. Obvious.
Done. Actually, and Lake Geneva Games, I know the guy probably doesn't listen to this podcast because he seems a little too straight-laced for us. But it's actually a pretty cool game store. The guy was friendly enough for me going in on like a Tuesday afternoon to talk his ear off about gaming. But they do have...
He's a big Magic store.
Is he? Do you work with him?
No.
Okay.
I mean, kind of.
Kind of.
Not really.
Not
he
really.
Doesn't buy anything.
He is Alliance.
Yeah.
I know, that's what we were talking about. But he does have the hidden bookstore, bookshelf that opens up to the gaming room, which I appreciated that little touch. Except it was behind a bunch of Drizzt books, Drizzt Duerden books.
Drizzt 50-page sword fight Duerden.
Yes, with his two swords, his two katanas.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, so and also Scott Anderson says have you read the Dresden Files? If so, talk. If not, why not? I have not.
I have not.
I watched the TV show.
I did watch the TV show as well. My roommate talks about the Dresden Files so much. I hate the Dresden Files now. I never want to read it, and I don't like hearing about it.
Harry, I liked the fact that the guy who played Dresden in the Dresden Files TV show.
I thought it was the most not Chicago show ever.
Well, yeah, it's like the total Canadian, like Toronto, Chicago. There was no guy going like, all right, so what you need to do is you need to go down to Al's Beef. And when you eat it, you got to get the...
Fuck Al's Beef. You got to get Gene and Jude's. If you're going to have your first meal in...
fuck. If I got to hear a goddamn hot dog from Gene and Jude's story, I'm going to stab someone in the fucking eye.
It's not a goddamn store. It should just be the first place you go. You go to Al's tomorrow.
First of all, Gene and Jude's not even in Chicago.
But it's still the quintessential Chicago dog.
No, you go to Super Dog if you want a Chicago dog.
No, fuck Super Dog.
All right, fuck
Super
this.
Dog's garbage.
It's garbage. But there's a hot dog on top of the fucking place.
I don't care that he's dressed like Tarzan. Gene's and Jude's is the appropriate signage.
It's a goddamn hot dog. I'm talking about Italian beef.
He's dressed like sausage.
Actually, it's funny enough. I just saw a thing that said Out of all the fast food restaurants ranked in the nation, the best ranked fast food restaurant is Portillo's.
Yeah, obviously.
Fucking love Portillo's.
Portillo's is pretty good.
One of my favorites.
Now
Okay,
we got Pat B.
wait, no, hold on. Dresden Files. I like the fact that Harry Dresden is on the Arrow now. He plays the Arrow's girlfriend's dad. It makes me laugh.
All right.
Because I'm always like, you were Harry Dresden. You were supposed to be from Chicago. Pat B says the Holy Roman Empire was neither holy nor Roman. Discuss.
I'd like to take this one.
Yes.
Pat, we'll discuss your topics when I don't constantly body you at every fighting game. If you get one round out of me in the next time we battle, we will let you I'll let you run fucking rampant all over the page. But until then, I don't want to hear a peep out of you and for you to expect a response.
Christopher Gallant wants to know an MTG live play episode. I believe that stands for Magic the Gathering, sir.
Oh, here. I can do it real easy. Here's your deck.
Okay.
There you go.
I got my deck.
Here's my deck. I've won the dice roll. You rolled a 1.
Oh.
Hang on, I got this. All right, I got a 7, so I'm going first. Rolling a d20.
Okay.
All right, draw 7.
So vulgar.
Okay, so you don't do anything. Black Lotus, Tolarian Academy, sacrifice Black Lotus. I'll take 3 blue. Time Vault, Voltaic Key.
I don't know what he's talking
I untap Time Vault. I activate Time Vault's ability. I take another turn. I tap Tolarian Academy. I get 2 blue mana. Ancestral Recall. Draw 3. Okay, Mox Sapphire. Tap. I play Time Walk. I get another turn. I'm going to keep taking turns now, and you don't get a turn, and you lose. There you go. We just did a Magic Live play.
Cast Orb of Destruction.
You can't. You didn't get a turn.
Oh.
We just did a vintage episode of MTG Live Play. So there you go, Christopher Gallant. I don't know if it's gallant or gallant, but I'm going to say gallant. I
yeah,
like
that's what
it.
I say.
Yeah, I like
what's
gallant.
the flop on that Magic the Gathering?
There is no flop. I just destroyed you.
Thought experiment. This is Andrew McCall. Come up with miniatures-based game that isn't similar to one that is already available. And or which film, TV, book license would you like to see turned into a board game or RPG? The first one, I could give 2 fucks about. I'm not a game designer.
Damn! Getting all sassy.
Second one, you know what's a great, what movie would make a great board game? Snowpiercer.
Fuck that.
Love that movie.
Yeah, that would make a sweet board game.
Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, it's great. Well, I mean, I was just thinking about it. It's like you just have like a bunch of trains that you're going around this earth.
It's just one train.
I know, but you can just go woo, woo. Actually, I mentioned this before. The Grim Noir Chronicles by Larry Correia make a great RPG. Also, the First Law series by Joe Abercrombie. It's a great universe that would also make a good RPG in. That's what I would say. Snowpiercer actually probably would make a good board game. When you see it, Steve, honestly, I went in there expecting to make fun of this movie. Like, this is going to be stupid. I was blown away by how awesome the movie was.
Yeah, I know the plot line. It seems good.
Yeah, I mean the plot line, but it's not the plot line. It's the visuals and the action that takes place. A lot of hatchet work.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, I think you'd like it a lot. In comparison, like how much everybody was orgasming over the Raid 2. I like this.
The first Raid was really good.
I didn't even like that one that much.
It had some pretty sweet fight scenes.
I mean, it did, but I'm not really big on kung fu fight scenes to begin with. So
it's because you're only half a man.
I am half a man. Okay, Scott Myers, you go.
Wait, I didn't even get to do anything.
Oh, okay, you want to talk about something or other?
I don't understand your first question. I don't understand it coming up with a miniatures game that isn't similar. Does that mean storyline content, mechanics content? I don't fucking know.
Okay, here's my idea.
Like, what do you count as similar? Because like, if it's got elves and orcs, they're all the fucking same.
Well, how about penises that are elven and orc penises that fight? So the orc penises are green and the elven ones are like really skinny and pointy eared.
Could take that or leave it. I don't really. I'm not a big fan. No. I don't like it.
You have your regiment of orc penises going across the table going...
Not a huge fan. No thanks.
All right.
And then which TV book license would I like to see turn into a board game RPG? I would choose that Russian one for a skirmish game, Night Watch.
Night Watch? Oh,
Yeah.
for minigame?
Yeah, like a skirmish, like
I was
Night
gonna say,
Watch.
I think there's
or
already an RPG.
Yeah,
I think there
If
already
there
is.
Oh, then I guess my answer doesn't count.
Yeah. Are you sure you don't want? Why don't you just redo Ghostbusters RPG? I know there already is one, but why don't you just
It's
do
fun.
an updated version?
It's fun. I just re-released that one.
I came across
do.
I came across a copy of Tobin's Spirit Guide for that.
Nice.
$80.
Yeah, it's super expensive.
Yeah, I was not okay. Scott
Now,
Myers. Dicks. I challenge you to talk about dicks for the entire episode.
Dick. Balls. Thank you, Scott Myers.
He also Ian Davies.
Ian Davies.
Since it's vacation time, how about a couple of recommendations for games to play with family or friends, aka fucking casuals, because I am that term.
Ticket to Ride. Me, Settlers of Catton. Ticket to Ride, Settlers of Catton. Super Dungeon Explorer.
Actually, a new game that I found that I kind of like for casuals and for family play, Love Letter. Have you played it?
Yeah, I love Letter. Then there's gonna be the Munchkin Loot Letter. Splendor. Splendor's a good everyone's game.
I haven't played that one.
Splendor's really good.
Yeah. These are games that actually I really like playing. Like Steve has mentioned, like
Small World.
Almost all these games. Small World is a little iffy for me, but almost all these games I really enjoy playing.
Yeah, I mean they're just the top 10 list, and because you're a follower, you like the popular stuff.
It's true. I find no reason not to like the popular stuff. I mean, I'm not going to fault it. I enjoy playing all of them.
I hate them because they're filthy casual games.
Yes. Especially Ticket to Ride. Woo, woo. I want Ticket to Ride Snowpiercer Edition.
There you go. Now you're talking.
Where it's just have to build one long train.
There you go.
And then there's Class Struggle. Razadika. Oh, Iron Hayden. Missed him. Start a Game Classy campaign for the return to squats. It's already in the works.
I mean, you could just go to your Mantic Games and purchase yourself some Forge Fathers. They're squats.
Yeah,
done.
pretty much.
And they look pretty good.
Or you could go to Bob Ollie Miniatures. He actually still makes squat miniatures.
There you go.
Updated
Combined with Bob Ollie and Mantic, bam, you got yourself a fucking sweet squat army.
Squeet Squat Army?
A squeet squat army.
Razadikan. Andrew has a valid point. I heard that Paymaster Games is looking to acquire rights to do a skirmish squad game based off the Riddick universe. I think the Stargate SG-1, Steve hates, Star Trek Away Team, Krull, and other similar movies or shows.
See, I'm not a huge fan of the Star Trek Away Team, even though I love Star Trek. I'd like to have those miniatures for like Star Trek role playing.
Yeah,
but
the game is
like Star Trek's never really about the verses. And if you wanted to accurately do like Star Trek miniatures game, everything would have to be one shot. Yeah. Because if you get hit, you're dead or you're stunned, which means you're out of the fight. So like, sure, the Federation, they're not killing everyone, but they still shoot you once, you fall down, get back up.
It's like every combat would be the same thing. All right, so I chop him over the head, then I do two fists over the back, and then I knee him in the stomach.
Not being silly. Like, actually, if I wanted to make it a game, it's like, I shoot you, your guy fails to dodge or whatever, or I roll to hit and hit you, your guy's out of the game. So going first in the Star Trek miniatures game would be the strongest fucking thing ever. Krull, that's destined to fail.
Krull.
Most people don't even know what the fuck Krull is.
Yeah, but you have the glaive.
The glaive is cool. People still don't know what the Krull is.
You have Liam Neeson and then the Psycho Cyclops, who sacrifices himself.
He's got a 3-parter.
Yeah, he does. Next part. I'd like to hear reviews about some games like the Batman minigame. Great if the rules were in English. War Gods. It'd be
the
great.
Rules are English in Batman.
Yeah, but they're translated. They're terrible. It's like reading Infinity Rules times 1,000.
Hi-oh.
Trust me, I love the figures. I would hate to play a game because all your
War
figures...
Gods, like War Gods of Egyptus?
It'd be great if there was figures for it.
And
other
it's a bunch of
games.
incomplete armies.
Yeah, like that was always a problem with War Gods. It's like, oh, this is actually a pretty decent game. It actually not decent anymore. When it initially came out, it was kind of comparable to Warhammer 6th Edition, but now it's just so... It's like a relic of the past.
Yeah, I mean, if you want reviews, mini games are pretty simple. If you want block combat, you should go with a historical system or Kings of War. Like that, they're the best block system that I can think of.
Yeah,
like any of them, like really, like a lot of them seem pretty good. Like Hail Caesar seems good.
Hail Caesar is really good.
I think Kings of War is good if you're into the fantasy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if you could translate,
you don't even need to use the models. Just like I think the rules are solid.
Yeah.
Then for your skirmish games, I have a huge boner for Dark Age. I think it's really fun, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, there's like skirmish games. There's so many good systems out there. You just have to kind of find the one that speaks to you.
Yeah, if you want a very competitive combo based one, War Machine and Hordes exist.
Yeah, now is that really skirmish?
I didn't say I meant a combo based system, not a skirmish system, because it didn't use it was a skirmish game at one point. It is not any longer.
And he also has final part. How about some fallow info up on Kickstarters that you have covered in the past? I would if any of them have come through.
Oh! I got my Kings of War stuff.
Did you?
Yeah, all of it was on time.
Yeah.
And no, I'm sorry. There was a late package because they added too much stuff, and they're like, "This package is coming late." And when they send it, they're like, "As an apology for being late, here's a bunch of extra shit." And I was like, okay.
And you also got bones too.
I did get bones. I sold them all already.
Yeah,
they're long gone.
It
was funny. I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to do this thing," and then I got the bones and I opened it up and looked at them like, "Fuck, I'm never going to do this thing."
You know, I've backed a couple Kickstarters. Only one has come through so far, but most of them aren't at the due date yet. The only one that I know is late is Wrath of Kings.
Oh, Hex! I backed Hex was a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
I backed that. I got that. That's a thing now.
And
the only Kickstarter I'm waiting for is Kingdom Death. I've backed Kingdom Death and have not seen anything from them.
Yeah.
I mean, there's many updates, but I don't have anything in hand.
One of them that I'm actually really interested in is Gamelin Games. They did Tiny Epic Kingdoms, which is a board game that looked really interesting. It was cheap. I loved everything that they were doing with it. It should be on its way. My only problem is that he started up a second Kickstarter, Tiny Epic Defenders. That was the one that has the
before the first one came out.
Yeah,
that's a class move. That's a classy move.
That's because you know what that generally means to me, at least, Steve. That means to me he might have needed money to finish the Kickstarter. That's what it looks like. I mean, not that necessarily he'd say anything about it, but that's what that sounds like to me. I really hate when I see shit like that.
Right.
You know, that's just me, at least, when I see that. I mean, what a Kickstarter is ogre friendly ships.
Ogre.
All right. I don't give a fuck as long as it makes fun of GW.
GW's business plans are as balanced as the flame tanks in Flames of War. I mean, Bolt Tax and whatever fucking historical games.
It was almost funny, Steve.
Fucking casuals like historical games.
Oh, and his next one, and Flame Tank. That was from Richard Harrison.
Yeah. Put that together.
Mike Kerslaki asks for Pokemon.
All right, there's 2 new Pokemon video games coming out, Omega Ruby and something Sapphire. And then on the tabletop side, Pokemon still sells a fuck ton of cards. You wouldn't think it. I don't know. Are you
Charizard, yo?
Usually you do the snoring thing when you're trying to like put me on tilt about something I'm excited about, but I'm talking about Pokemon.
Pokemon puts me to sleep.
Trying to help the guy out. He wanted to know about Pokemon.
Me
and you ruined it. You ruined his experience. Ruined his experience with this Facebook page. Now he's never going to talk to us again.
Fucking Pokemon. Me and Pat B have
catch them all.
Have a thing about Pokemon is because we were the last year of human beings that are pre Pokemon. Everyone that came after us was all addicted to Pokemon. Me and Pat were just like, I don't know, never hit. No, it was like we have this great we don't understand it at all. We don't get it. Fuck Pokemon. We're all about Digimon.
Digital monsters, Digimon are the champions.
Oh, it's sad.
Andy Stewart says handsome cartoonists.
I believe that's because he is a cartoonist.
No, God damn it, you ruined it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You fucked it up. I was going to have a great thing where I went off about all these other cartoonists that aren't him.
Jim Davis?
And you
founder
ruined
of
it.
Garfield?
Fucking ruined it.
Sorry.
You destroyed it. I was gonna wreck Andy.
What about Kathy Geiswhite, the writer of Kathy?
You really fucked it up. You can't save it now.
What about the guy who does
Altered? He's really, really handsome.
What about
handsome.
Al Cap?
Those douches who write for Penny Arcade, those guys are handsome, I'm sure. Fucking Penny Arcade. All right, well,
what about the guy who does Beetle Bailey?
He's the guy who does Noob the Loser, and Noob the Loser's fantastic. Everyone knows my boner for Noob the Loser is large.
You do have a big boner for Noob the Loser.
It's fucking hilarious.
It really is.
I love it.
I quite like his D&D stuff.
But handsome, sir, I dare say that. Hang on, let me take.
There's a reason why me and Steve don't have our pictures on the internet.
Let me take a good look at him. He has a fine beard. I'll give him that. I'll give him that.
Matthew Fontana, a certain Tumblr convention that didn't turn out to be all that.
Well,
Steve can give a heads up on this one.
All right, so if any of you have a problem with what happened at the convention, I would like to offer you a complimentary hour in the ball pit. All right, next.
I saw that ball pit.
Next.
It did not look.
Next.
The topic of Katana Guy riding a flame tank, challenging a laser cannon armed Cthulhu Lord of Death. Who would win? Shane Nowak.
We would all lose because there's a lot of 40k. Wait, there's kind of everything in there. I was about to get smarmy, but I'm gonna say Katana Guy is gonna win because Cthulhu's had already been beaten to death. Hi-yo!
Where's that horse? We beat that horse today. Kevin Bates, guest star of the podcast before.
No, that didn't actually happen because you lost the episode.
He was actually on like a previous episode before that.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he was like when we were back in that...
I thought the one time we guessed... he
was on one of those ones that we were like way back when we were in your basement.
Man, that was a long time ago.
I know. It was like the first year. That was like within the first like 6 episodes.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Hex TCG just responded to WotC. I need that sweet salt and pepper. Let's talk about Hex, baby.
Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about Hex. Yeah, long and short, Hex basically was like, this lawsuit's frivolous, eat a dick, wizards. So we'll see what happens.
Eat a dick, wizards. Compare War Machine Tactics and Eternal Crusade.
All right.
They're both going to blow.
One of them is a fucking third-person, like, arena battle MMO shooter hybrid. That would be Eternal Crusade.
That sounds miserable.
War Machine Tactics is a turn-based strategy game that tries to emulate War Machine.
That sounds terrible, too. I'm just saying.
Why don't you go back to fucking getting wrecked by flame tanks, huh?
Filthy casual.
You can let the superior games exist.
Mine is the superior miniatures game.
While you were playing with your little fucking Russian and Polish men, like, I've got gray I've got gray because we wore gray during the war. Well, I've got green because we wore green during the war. We were poorly equipped, so our rules are worse. Meep, 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 meep.
It's pretty much how it goes.
Yeah. And then you're fapping while you have your tank as you're counting the rivets, and then one rivet is off, and your boner immediately vanishes. It actually becomes a black hole, and it destroys the world.
My Polish actually suffered their first defeat yesterday.
Why weren't you using all as max flame tanks?
Poles can't take flame tanks.
Oh, that's why you don't like them. Because your fucking stupid army can't use them. It all's coming together now, bruh.
It's true. Not enough flame tanks. No flamethrowers. It was a sad day.
Should have used maxed out.
I said
Should get crushed by the Germans.
Shitty dice rolling. Yeah, it was the Germans.
Yeah.
I'm gonna blame my dice rolls.
That's classic. You can always go with that.
Blaming the dice rolls.
Blaming the dice is
All
classic.
right, so we went through that list. That was actually a pretty comprehensive list.
Yeah, we got through it.
Anything that
It was fun. I usually when previously we did those, like, two people would be like, shut up, you guys are dicks. We like dicks. Let's talk about dicks.
Let's talk about 40K. What do you guys think about orcs?
I like 40K.
What about 40K Apocrypha?
I don't know. It's hard to hate on it's easy to hate on 40K. It's super easy, but if you like playing 40K with your bros,
popping your collars, drinking your Mountain Dew,
that's all good. It's fine. Just
Drinking
don't come at me.
Drinking your Rockstar energy.
Just don't come at me saying the rules are good or the fucking game's balanced.
Let's start.
Oh, and I tell you, the Unbound thing is straight up banned. Like, it's pre-banned in all tournaments.
It's perma-banned?
It's pre-banned. Like, every tournament's like, banned. Not happening. The funniest list, I'll get in this one real quick. The funniest list is 30-point Tzeentch sorcerers to whatever the maximum points cap is. So it's like 1850. It's about 63 of them, give or take. And you're like, I have 63 Tzeentch sorcerers. They all generate power dice. They all cast spells. They're all one thing. So if you want to shoot at any of them, your whole unit spends its whole turn shooting at my one Tzeentch sorcerer.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, it's awful.
Sounds terrible.
That's why those rules shouldn't be a thing.
Sad.
But they kept the allies rules, which is awful. Broken and awful.
I want to start something like how we say Xbox players all eat Doritos and drink Mountain Dew. Let's say that 40K players all drink Rockstar energy drink.
It's Cheetos and Mountain Dew, by the way.
Is it? I thought it was Doritos.
Cheetos and Dew.
Cheetos and Dew.
Cheetos and Dew.
Can we say that 40K players drinking their Rockstar energy drinks?
Nobody drinks Rockstar energy drink.
I know, but we can just say 40K players do it. Come on. Let's start something.
I don't know. I'm just not that excited about bashing on 40K anymore.
It doesn't excite you like it used to?
No, it's just gone. The magic's gone.
The magic's gone.
Like, all I'm interested in right now is I'm interested in playing The Hobbit.
Why are you so interested in The Hobbit all this?
Just The Hobbit.
Do you want a copy? I have a copy of the Hobbit box set at home.
The one with the orcs and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want that. Do you have Radagast?
It does have Radagast in
All
it.
right. I might want that depending on whether or not this eBay auction goes through.
Why would you want that game?
I want it to play as a boxed game.
Oh my god, you're hurting my soul.
Why? Because I want to play it as a box. I want to play it as a boxed board game. And if it sucks,
You want
whatever.
my copy of Battle 5 Armies?
I definitely want that.
That's going to cost you $7,000.
Yeah, I know. I saw it on. Oh fuck! Speaking of Battle 5 Armies, every so often I cruise eBay looking to see if I can get a good deal on it.
You cruise at eBay
for specifically
All right,
for
that's
Battle
the
of
thing
5
I
Armies.
like about eBay.
Specifically for
I get
Battle 5
older, it
Armies.
says the same price.
I saw Battle 5 Armies going for a buy it now for 150, and I was
That's
like,
not bad.
I was like, I gotta buy that right away. And I looked, and it's like it's shipping from like
Malaysia.
some country I've never heard of, and the shipping to me $98.
Wow.
I was like, fuck.
Well, just to put in perspective, my Battle of 5 Armies has all of the unique blisters that were only available for like a 2-day period.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely would
Yeah.
want that, but of course, you
No.
never sell it.
No, no.
Because you'd rather have it sit in your corner and not actually bring joy to
Every
anyone.
once in a while, I pull it out and I go,
Yeah, you just blow the dust off of it.
I take it out on Durin's Day just so I can see the moon glyphs.
See, and I'm nice, and I'm hooking you up with D&D, and you just shove it in my pooper with Battle of 5 Armies.
Yeah.
We'll see if you get a player's handbook.
Oh. All right, so go to Planet Arbitrary for all your Planet Arbitrary needs. You could follow me on Twitter at GameClass. You can follow Steve at... No, you can follow me
I'm
at
at
Planet
GameClass.
Arbitrary.
I'm at
Wow,
GameClassy.
after like 66 episodes, I can't believe I fucked that up.
Yeah, you really did. You really dropped the ball.
You could follow
See,
me
the
on
curse of the Battle of 5 Armies is already coming through.
at Planet Arbitrary. You can follow Steven at GameClassy. Like our Facebook page, /game-classy. We're a radio station.
Oh, and I'm interested in The Hobbit because my Hobbit boner is out of control.
Really?
It's out of control.
Also, go to the Facebook page of our sponsor for this episode, the Northampton Wargamers.
We didn't talk about them enough.
We did talk about Hamish's mom.
Northampton.
Northampton
Is apparently the official thing, according to Cliff. Northampton's official, according
Okay.
to Cliff. Cliff said he was watching something.
Cliff said it.
Cliff said it with British people, so you know it's true.
You know what's actually funny is that we and looking, because I mentioned this on the Facebook page, but we have I'm able to look at where the what nation is becoming our bigger listenership. USA, UK is of course number 2. Norway has finally overtaken Canada. Yay, Norway!
Oh, it's actually overtaken it this time?
It's overtaken it, yes, in percent of viewership. It's like Norway's 8% of our viewership and Canada's 7% of our viewership, our listenership. So that's pretty impressive on that end. Way to go, Norway! We're gonna come up with some Norwegian-style humor
And
for you.
I'm about to type boner jams into the Facebook right now, and I'm posting it now. If you're listening to the podcast, you might have seen me actually type boner jams on the Facebook page while we were recording.
Yes, and we did that for you, Northampton.
That was for Northampton.
Northampton Boner Jams.
Right, it's for Northampton. They're going to win the new game on the pitch. They're going to kick the ball right at a goal, and they're going to miss, and then the other team's going to kick at Northampton's goal, and they're going to miss, and then Northampton's going to kick at the other team's goal, and they're going to miss, and then someone's eventually going to get the ball in.
Why are you talking like an orc?
Fucking knobs. Fucking knobs.
Fucking knobs. Yes. Also, I started the Game Classy subreddit. It's what I'm going to do on there.
Reddit.
I know. But you know what? What I'm going to do there is because I'm able to work on it. That's where I'm going to post a lot of the
Post
stuff.
selfies of yourself?
Post selfies of myself, my dick pics. I'm going to post the stuff that we talked about on the podcast. So stuff with links to Kickstarter, things like that. That's what I'm going to be posting on the subreddit. So go there, post pictures of Steve and skull tanks and flame tanks and katana guy and all that fun stuff. But all the stuff that we talk about today, I'm going to try and get on there so that maybe you can get some links to some stuff that you're interested in. Some of the games we may have talked about.
Dick links.
Dick links. Where I'm just going to lick you. I'm going to link you to,
My.
was it Space Dicks? Is that what it's?
Our space dicks?
Our Space Dicks, yeah. I'll link you to there. YouTube. We got the YouTube page up there, so if you want to listen to it on YouTube. If for some odd reason you don't like to listen to it in a browser, you're like, I can't work this button, and you want to go listen to it somewhere else, you can listen to it on YouTube. I think some people like listening to it on their phone on YouTube.
Yeah, I was actually about to say, like, the best thing to have it on YouTube is I had a YouTube app on my phone. It was called YouTube Radio, and I set it up to be subscribed to just some audio-only YouTube programs. So I would like click it on, and it would start playing. It was podcasts or whatever, and then I'd click it on. It would play through my subscription, and then when new things loaded, it would do the same thing. So it was kind of like a feed, a podcast feed, but it had way more versatility because I could just go through YouTube and pick whatever. So like if I want to pick, like I had like a music playlist, so just click music and it played a bunch of different songs. It was pretty cool.
Mainly so you could listen to 1980s Gloria Estefan.
Who doesn't like 19? I actually don't know a Gloria Estefan song. Fuck.
I can't think of any either.
I don't know who Gloria Estefan is.
What about we just think DeBarge, Rhythm of the Night?
Who?
DeBarge. Feel the beat of the rhythm of the night.
Oh,
Dance
yeah.
until the morning from Last Dragon with Bruce Leroy.
Why not Rhythm is a Dancer?
Rhythm is a dancer. It's a new sensation. Wait, you kind of grabbed your boobs there when you were doing that.
Did you like it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Good.
So, and also one last thing, make sure you comment on iTunes because that guy who talks about how vulgar we are is still number one.
See, now at this point, everyone's doing it just to troll you.
It's like, it's so vulgar.
Actually, it would be awesome if they just started commenting. Everyone just started commenting. It's so vulgar.
I would be okay with that. I would be okay with that, in all honesty.
Right on, right on.
And I'm thinking about putting some T-shirts together.
Dude, we have 243 likes. How exciting
Facebook,
is that?
yeah.
Exciting is that?
We have like infinite number more people who actually like subscribe to us.
People
so.
don't like Facebook.
People hate Facebook. Yeah. It's because James Brandt keeps them away.
Damn. Way to be like that.
Exactly. All right. So, Steve, until next podcast.
I fervently hope that Battle of Five Armies is going to get reprinted when the movie comes out. So all the people trying to hold on to their sets for value, just eat it.
Yeah. I'd finally crack it open and start painting it.
Because they reprinted it?
Who am I kidding? I'll never paint that.
Douche.
Game classy.